Hello everybody, I'm Dan here from the Hammer Game channel. Welcome back finally to Kaiserreich. It has been a while since we've been on this mod, and oh boy, have I missed it. Because, well, I guess you could say about 90% of all my playthroughs on HOI now were Kaiserreich. So yes, we're back on Kaiserreich. As soon as I seen it was up there, I was like, right, got to get the video done today, which will be up, which is Wednesday. But yes, we're playing as Canada, which is somebody we've not played as yet, which I'm kind of shocked we haven't played as them, but it's finally time to play as them. And oh, my man Claude's here. We'll use Bernard right now as the Field Marshal. Well, Claude will be getting himself promoted at some point. So, what is my plan? Probably get the music. Now, okay, that's a bit pants. Right, Assassination of President Kerensky. Well, we knew that was coming. I am actually going to go ahead and bin the motorised, bin the tanks, bin the battle, the Belheim, Swordfish as well. And George is dead. Good old Edward's ways now. Right, let's grab the King's Speech and let's get some ships into production. Oh my Jesus, we have a hell of a load of ships. Let's go for you. Let's go for the battle cruiser, and then we shall go for the Panzer Chief. Okay. Where's some drop destroyers? Light ship hulls. I'm presuming light ship hulls are destroyers. And I guess we'll grab the you. So we'll go 3, 3, 3, and 2 right now. We are gonna have to bump that right up. I think it. Oh my jeez! Look how much steel we're short. Ouch! 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 Right, let's set up like that for the time being. Holy crap, though! Oh, Canada just has no resources. The Imperial Conference in 1936. Envoy from Transmoor. Today an envoy from the petty military junta of Transmoor has come to visit His Majesty Edward. Good old Kolchak. In his speech, the envoy informed us about King George V's previous support for Kolchak's 1925 unsuccessful coup in Petrograd, and assured us at the time the Rogue Admiral will triumph. However, he once again requests support from the Entente. We owe Kolchak nothing, but maybe he's not that useless. How should we answer? I'm going to give him everything that he wants. I doubt it's going to lead to anything, you know, cool happening, but oh well. Who knows? He's probably going to die. That's my prediction now. He's going to die. He's going to die. The Empire. Right, so first day of the conference is here, and now we are to lay out the goal of the Empire. The Prime Minister of Canada laid out in a rousing speech that the principal goal of the British Empire in the next few years is to liberate the home isles from the syndicalist tyranny, which doesn't, well, just pees off everybody. Work to improve and better the dominions of the Empire, which gets loads of happiness from, well, improved opinions, not happiness, from our lovely dominions. So let's do that. Right now, I think, well, Germany's hopefully going to do a lot of fighting against them, but if we can get the homeland out of it, it'll be okay. The Indian Empire. The delegate from Delhi has just stood and delivered a stirring speech about how we must aid them in liberating the rest of India from the chains of anarchists and traitorous princes that broke up the crown jewel of the Empire. The delegate also spoke for some time on the trade benefits of the Entente if India was united, and how it would play a key role in retaking Great Britain from the traitors. It actually would. Because if we just, profits from the glacier cities, we've seen that before, and there's Afghanistan declaring war on India, we're not going to help with that. India doesn't really have much resources in the north, but taking both of them out is really going to greatly help them. So it's not in our interest, which just loses a political power. We're gonna say that we're going to help them, because we are. We are going to help. There's Black Monday. Investments in India, in the Empire, sorry. Oh, this is the first time I'm playing as someone that's actually going to have the West Indies Federation actually doing something. Because they're new tree. Well, they're old tree, but it's kind of new, and I've not really seen it in action. Delegates from the delegate from the West Indies Federation spoke today about the need for investing in various dominions, stressing that the British dominions need a strong economy in order to take back Great Britain from the anarchist traitors that took control of the country. Yes, the Empire needs investments. You shall have everything that you ask for. Right, the Empire's research. The final speaker of the day, the delegate from Australasia, stands up and speaks on the need for scientific investment. The economy needs modern science in order to keep up the pace and not stagnate, while the military needs most modern weapons to take back India and Great Britain. Yes, research investment for the Empire. The heir apparent. Okay, right. I'm just trying to think what I want to do. Do I want to do the constitutional? I kind of do want to have, you know, this happen, because that's a lot of recruitable population there. This will significantly reduce the likelihood of unrest or riots in Quebec. Ah, what do I want? I think I'm going to go with the Royals. So see, that's going to put a thingy, but that's not going to pass, but we'll see what happens. With his father dead, Edward the Prince of Wales will be coronated King Emperor of the British Empire. Two large factions within the Canadian political sphere has... What? I don't know even how to say it. One led by the Prime Minister who seeks to develop and refine Canada's industrial strength and harvest its resources over foreign policy. And the other led by R.B. Bennett and his supporters in the British Diaspora, who wish to mobilise the Canadian economy to launch an invasion of the Union of Britain in the near future. Even if that means accelerating arms production at the expense of civil liberties, the Prince of Wales is popular in both Anglo-Canada and French Canada, and his views may very well sway the opinions of our citizens. We could prove to be vulnerable to the arguments of either group, depending on how well they make their case. Princess says electorate. The Prince now support for the Prime Minister. The Prince decides that it's not best yet to commit to either side. He's going to support the Prime Minister. The Prince has decided that Canada needs to develop its raw strength into something more effective before the war can be carried to Britain. He will support the Prime Minister. For now. The King's radio address. The King has spoken to the nation and has electrified that from Vancouver to St. John, from Toronto to the Arctic, Canadians everywhere buzz with the excitement after hearing a charismatic and forceful speech celebrating Canadian progress and potential. This 20th century shall be Canada's century. What? Celebrate Canada's strength. Why don't they like that? That seems a bit stupid, like, but oh well. Let's go up to partial mobilisation since we can. The conference is over. The Imperial Conference of 1936 is now over. With it over, we can now focus on working on putting into practice the decisions that came about the conference. There's hope that perhaps the conference marked the dawn of a new era for the Dominions and a strengthening of bonds. But only time will tell. God save the King! Right, so I don't think... Oh, we have a lot of exploiting decisions. The coronation of the Prince of the People. The new king has been invested with the royal regalia in the First Anglican Church of Ottawa. I hope I said that. Jubilant crowds from all over Canada gather in the cities to celebrate a new age of Canadian royalty. They eagerly anticipate the new king's first radio address to the nation. Whoopee! He's so charming. What is going on over here? Arming the nation. The King's ascension marks the beginning of a new era. The ad hoc and difficult task of strengthening Canadian industry, integrating the Royal Navy, and finding a place for hundreds of thousands of British exiles has been a trying test for Canada, but we have survived the initial storm. We are stronger now, but now we must refine our strengths so that they will equal those of the great powers. The Prime Minister and his government are therefore putting together a comprehensive security and military bill that will address the various national interests facing Canada. This legislation will be known as Bill C7. It's going to be a bipartisan effort, so everybody's going to come in and give their opinions. Oh my days, there's so much reading. Oh. Bill C7, the future of Canada's industry. When the Weltkrieg began, the British Prime Minister Herbert Asquith said the industry would proceed as business as usual. The ensuing shell crisis and the difficulties found in equipping the British Army have shown us that if another war were to start, we will need a mobilised war economy. However, most businessmen aren't willing to invest in specialised facilities such as heavy bomber factories that such an economy would require. Some Conservative MPs are proposing that part of the security bill include a provision to immediately nationalise such key war industries. While this won't increase the size of industry capacity, it would cut down on the lot of red tape. C.D. Howe, the Minister of Munitions, argues that the government subsidise the creation of such industries, that entrepreneurs would lease at very preferable rates and provide the labour which would increase the number of factories but limit their efficiency by working with the private sector. Some MPs are arguing for a compromise where the government will nationalise the specialised industries that require a great deal of sophistication while subsidising the more basic ones already in place. And I don't know what I want to do. I don't even know if this bill's going to pass. So Howe's wanting to increase the number of factories but limit their... Yeah, we're going to go with Howe. We're going to go with Howe. We want more factories because Canada right now, we only have 13 military, 26 civilian, which is not bad. Not bad at all. When the revolution succeeded in Britain, it forced Canada to become the senior member of the empire. While Canada was able to seize the West Indies, we were unable to secure the rest of the empire and had to rely on the Australasians to secure a perimeter on their territory. Many regard this as a result of our small army at the time, and many would like to resurrect the Conscription Bill. However, the Prime Minister is a Liberal in the mould of Sir Wilfrid Laurier and will not likely allow such a diverse law to promulgated without intense debate. The Conservatives want universal conscription, while the Progressives within the Liberal Party have threatened to leave if the government goes ahead. Conscription is deeply unpopular, especially in Quebec. Prime Ministers declare conscription if necessary, but not necessarily conscription. Many are taking this as a sign that he's working to build a consensus. Conscript every able-bodied male into the B class. The Tories make a convincing argument for once. Conservatives want, no conscription, better conditions for soldiers. Yeah, we're going to have to get... Maurice Dupules, the Premier of Quebec and spokesman for its French Canadians, denounced the proposed conscription law and has vowed to use all tools at his disposal to prevent Quebecers men from dying in the British War. Okay, we lost some stability for that, but oh well. Is Afghanistan not losing yet? Domestic security. Canada has been able to avoid the bitter class war that engulfed Britain after the Weltkrieg. The conflict between Anglo-Canadians and the British exiles is growing. Some of this has led to the development of several calling for reapproachment with the Union of Britain. The Tories want to crack down on these groups and have proposed that a new parliamentary committee be formed with the executive power of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and a new civilian intelligence agency with Conservative MP Robert Mannion as its chairman. Such a committee would be the first of its kind in Canada and would cut back on many civil liberties and union rights. Ernest Lapointe, the Solicitor General, has suggested that some symbolic laws be passed to bring some of the Tories on side and that a weaker committee be created with Louis St. Laurent as its chairman, while the Progressives are adamant that no infringement of their civil rights take place. However, the issue is clear. Canada must reorganise and streamline its overly bureaucratic security forces. The Mounties always get the man. That doesn't really do anything. You know, we're gonna go with that. We need something in place, I think. The death of Pius. The Pope has died. I think Afghanistan's losing now. Yes. I would like to think so, yes. India is dealing with them. Gallo seizes control of Ecuador and restoration of democracy in Malaysia. Fantastic. Right, maneuvers in the Carpathans. Oh, I forgot to put the expansion mod on for Romania. Oh well, forgot this time. Right, let's see what America's going to get up to as well. Will we have the American Caesar? Will or will we not? Who knows? There we go, peace deal. So India got their land back from Afghanistan, who thought they could greedily grab some more. Oh well. The Moines Commission, with the recent degrading state with the West Indies causing a labour movement within the region, concern for our side has been present to say the least. Canadian people have always felt close to those with the West Indies Federation due to similar upbringing from colony to a British-led federation. Increasing the demand for a formalised search into the region and its problems, this has resulted in the formation of the Moines Commission, expected to go around to each colony within the federation and see exactly what their problems are, starting in the colony of Guyana. The officials in charge of this are Walter Guinness, 1st Baron Moy as the lead, Dr. Mary Blacklock, who works in the tropical medicine, Professor F. Engledow, who has experience in agriculture, economist Hubert Henderson, Sir Percy McKinnon, who is representing Canadian financial interests, female Liberal politician Cora Taylor Castleman, noted anti-socialist trade unionist Walter Citrine, 1st Baron Citrine, finally Conservative politician Ralph Assheton. Together their objective is to investigate the problems in the West Indies starting a week from now. Fantastic! That was a lot of names that I definitely didn't say right. Oh, I didn't even realise Cuba had a tree. New Cuba. Oh my days. Well, I definitely will have to do a Cuban playthrough. Nice! And this is why I love Kaiserreich. The 36th Stanley Cup. 2 teams were made to the Stanley Cup finals. The Detroit Red Wings and the Toronto Maple Leafs. The winner of this game will be the 1936 NHL champions and will receive the Stanley Cup. Please be the Maple Leafs. Please be the Maple Leafs. Thank you very much. Toronto has beat Detroit in a 4-game series for the Stanley Cup, bringing the team their 4th victory in the finals. Once again, the kid line of Charlie Conacher, Harvey Busher Jackson and Joe Premieu has brought the Stanley Cup to Toronto. Wow, 5 political power. So good, and we are... I should really be trading with America. And the Parliament votes in the final draft of Bill C7. Bill C7 is now being examined by the House of Lords. The government is doing all it can to make it pass, offering rewards and bargaining with individual members in exchange for a favourable vote. So we get 5. National Spirit of Grant Civilian Config. Oh. Oh. The bill passes. It's passing, boys. The Constitution Act gets rid of divided government. Mr. Stanley Baldwin resigns. Today, influential figure in pre-revolutionary Britain's politics and long-time Prime Minister of British government in exile. Stanley Baldwin resigned from his mostly ceremonial office after the meeting with His Majesty, in which Edward notified the Prime Minister of his intention to marry his mistress, Princess Isabel of Orleans. While it's true that the Prime Minister opposed the idea of marriage on the ground of religion, of King's love interest, and the fact that His Majesty's father did not agree to his son's marriage with the Princess back in 1930, after the death of her first husband, sources close to the royal court indicate that the real reason of resignation lies in the new king ignoring Mr. Baldwin's advice in favour of Winston Churchill and Lord Beaverbrook, formerly ministers in Lord Curzon's government. Edward accepted the resignation and later the day appointed Lord Beaverbrook as the new Prime Minister of Government in Exile. Good. Very good. So we're going to sort out... I think we'll probably just finish this part of the tree and then go down Public Works. Yeah, because we can't do any of that. Homecoming planning isn't something out. Oh, they've got Civil War. We could reinforce the Empire, but right now, that's not really my priority. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, well, I'd rather just sort it out myself by getting Canada hella OP. Civil War in Russia. The crisis in Russia has reached frightening level intensity. So who is it? Bukharin and Wrangel, sorry. We have seen the horrors of Bolshevism once before, and though our own workers may not like it, it is probably in our best interest to help the legitimate Russian government. Send them volunteers. You can have some help, Russian Republic. Considering you could. And you very well could. Because they cannot join the German faction. They could make their own. But we'll see. Oh, that military faction 6 has been a +20. Brilliant. And that's quite nice as well. And the Anglo-French tensions will go at some... Well, I'll get reduced, I think. Oswald Mosley's been elected. Great, we get to kill Mosley. Fantastic. So that removes it. Yes, we're going to lose that. We're going to get a unified government. Moines Commission returns. Oh no. The Moines Commission has officially returned today, and their news is not the most pleasant. We receive reports of what they refer to as slavery in a different form, and the plantation economy still being the main form of development within the islands. Among this, there are many other problems, like the United Fruit Company promoted prostitution in Jamaica, class divides in the Guyana between Indo and Afro-Guyanese, oil spilling in Trinidad and Tobago. Walter Guinness as well said that this generation is suffering from a century of neglect from the Empire, and they expect the West Indies government to handle the problem immediately. Leaders say many Canadians are disgusted by what happens in the West Indies. Those who they see are very similar to them in ways. It's left a stain in the imperial family and the current government, one that the West Indies will hopefully erase for us soon. How could it have been so bad? Okay, they are fixing the economy. The Governor General. I will be coming to play as the West Indies at some point. The Royal... Oh, why is there so many big blobs of text? After long preparations, His Majesty has finally wed Princess Isabel of Orleans today during a lavish ceremony taking place in Ottawa, accompanied by several heads of state or their representatives, including President Hoover and Pétain, Håkon VII of Norway, Christian X of Denmark, Archduke Felix of Austria, and Grand Duke Vladimir Krylovich of Russia. How's he managed to get away during this? Princess Isabel, the daughter of Orleanist pretender, met His Majesty at the time Prince of Wales during his visit to Algiers shortly before the British Revolution in 1925. Managed to catch his attention with her intelligence, linguistic abilities, and first-hand experience of Weltkrieg, during which she served as a nurse. The Prince and the Princess met again in 1927, and shortly after began their not-so-well-hidden affair. Despite Princess Isabel being married and already a mother, His Majesty didn't manage to convince his father, King George V, to allow him to marry Princess Isabel after her first husband's death in 1930. He appeared with her on several occasions after she moved to Canada in the late 1930. During the time, the Princess managed to win the people's support, especially in the Quebec area, which proved to be very valuable for His Majesty, tirelessly fighting for improving the image of the monarchy. The wedding brought support for the monarchy to new heights, and now everybody expecting the birth of the heir. Who doesn't love a royal wedding? Wow, that actually turned out to be quite good for us. For that political power. Construction 1's done in Siam's new constitution. Which we'll probably see because they do like their civil wars. Right. Manuel Carles assumes full control of Argentina. And he's probably going to be... Oh, what's he doing? Oh, he's not doing what I thought he was. Oh, I can't do that until 1937. Well, that will be coming in 1937. We're only in June. That's how many pop-ups there's been. Far too much reading for my liking. Oh, far too much. Now, I don't know what we're going to do with America. Probably try and just help them out. Win the Civil War, like the US. Don't want anybody else winning. Could do social credit, actually. But we're going to form a unity government. It gives us +5 stability. Bishop criticises military priorities. Bishop demands that more money and manpower be spent on modernising the Air Force. He has a detailed plan and it seems like it could work, but this will take resources from other projects. How about you go as stuff it? The Air Force will get no more of a priority because that gives us stability and I want the stability. Because you know, more stability, the better effects we get from that. And Mackenzie King's actually really doing some decent bits for us right now. They're all good actually. Well, the minus 0.04 political power gain is a bit of a nuisance, but that's fine. And that's 0.08, but you know. Oh, we can actually put King Edward in charge. Well, we can get him in charge anyways. Right, what an empty research. The Communal Republic has joined. What now? I was gonna say, you can't even be joining the Germans, so, well, they're gonna be getting destroyed, I think. Ionian Crisis. I think Germany's gonna step in and deal with that. Yeah, I knew they were going to. Looks like Finland went and took some land. He's out of manpower. Oh, Wrangel, you might not be in a good place. Whoever's up here is completely cut off now. I'm presuming there's some Soviet Union divisions. Oh, I can't wait to offer bilingualism. Since before the Confederation, tensions between the English Canadians and the French-speaking counterparts have driven political strife. Now it is the time, once and for all, reconcile the two halves of the nation by making French an official language and an equal language of the nation. Germany and East Asia declared war in the Indo-Chinese Union. Civil War. Right, so we've got the request from the West Indies. The West Indies has given us an offer to take old ships from the Great War off our hands, as we have little use for them. Not being used for years now, the West Indies plans to use these as a base of a better navy to help themselves and us achieve victory in the end. So we could benefit from this. The ships never arrive, the ships dock, sign off the deal. We're going to do everything in our power to help our allies. Indochina declares independence. Whoa, 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 what are you doing? Continuation of the Bataan presidency. Well, why didn't you go equality before the law? Oh, dear, oh dear. Right, we've got another research log just chilling down that. Right, we don't quite want that. Let's get construction 2. Right, so we're going to finish forming the unity government. There we go. Let's offload bilingualism. Oh. That's finally happened. Did that actually take longer to fire? I thought I usually fired straight away. Anyways, we've got some more factories. I don't know why I'm producing fighters actually. I'm not going to produce them right now. Right, let's just keep pumping out some military factories. Do we want to grab someone in here? I don't think so. I don't think we do. Our stability and party popularity is looking great. November, the process is going to start. Okay. We'll probably just put all our troops on the CSA border. Just try and take them out. I know that's not the whole border actually. Doesn't use now. I guess that's because we went on to limited conscription. No, we definitely want to try and get these whenever we can. I need to invest in natural resources and have excavation 2, excavation 3, and exploding north. Yeah, we probably do want to start getting through these. Because I don't really plan on going to war too early. Let's grab our plan. Ah, neither was going to be beneficial for us. That would, the infantry tanks focus. And that would be beneficial as well. So we'll probably go down this way. Winter weather training. It's gonna not really be useful for taking back the homelands because, you know, it's not really a snowy area, the UK. Not much snow. Mexico wants to join the Entente. Mexico is sending an ambassador to meet the King and the Prime Minister in order to bring Mexico into the Entente. Should we accept the Americans' offer? Yes. Yeah, why not? But I'm kind of confused. Yeah, I'm just a little bit. Oh, Floyd B. Olson's been elected. That's a good sign right now. He has a chance to avoid the Civil War, which means we could have America as a very, very nice ally. But let's not jump too quickly to that conclusion, because he may not actually miss it. Do we want to do social credit? Or do we want to start going for public works, Queen Mary's Way? Let's do the public works. But anyways, guys, I'm going to leave that first episode there. I know we haven't exactly done too much. We haven't even done 1937 yet. A lot of reading for me. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be back very soon for some more. Take care, cheery bye, and then now.